Carm Capriato, the Service Aftermarkets podcast pioneer with the gold standard of aftermarket business podcasts. Join me for Aftermarket Insights as we advance the aftermarket. And as always, know that you'll learn just one thing. Find us on your favorite podcast listening app and RemarkableResults.biz or on my YouTube channel. Hey everybody, Carm Capriato. Welcome. Another Town Hall Academy from Remarkable Results Radio. Thank you so much for being here. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have anything to do every day. Oh my God. Hey, you are due for an update on breaks for breasts. And one of the things that Leanne and Laura, we talked about just a little bit after the check presentation is, why don't we do an in-depth how-to? And of course, we know the value and the reason that breaks for breasts is so critical and important in our industry. And it's going so well. Maybe, we're looking to kind of double the number of participants that we have. So why not do a little mini podcast show video on exactly what you got to do to sign up? And then we're going to get an update from Dr. Justin. So thank you so much. And we are here because of our great sponsors. Let's face it, your shop management system is the most critical tool in your shop, and NAPA Tracks will move your shop into the SMS fast lane with on-site training and 6 days a week support, along with local representation. Find NAPA Tracks on the web at NAPATRACS.com. And auto shop owners, imagine investing in a change that transforms your business and multiplies your net profit. On average, our clients see a staggering 9 times return on their investment in net profit. AutoFix, Auto Shop Coaching at AutoShopCoaching.com. And ready to optimize training with today's class in just 5 minutes daily, boost knowledge, retention, and improve team performance. Start seeing results today. Join your peers at today'sclass.com. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and thanks. Welcome, my friends, Laura Frank, Leanne Best, and Dr. Justin Johnson from the Cleveland Clinic. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hi, Carm.
Hey, Justin. Let's just honor the incredible work that was done by you and all of our aftermarket peers by showing the check presentation, at least a picture of it from this past spring. $233,113. Wow. Look at that great group. Honored that Tracy and I are included there. What a great team. Anybody want to do any, if you will, color commentary on that picture? What was going on there?
Every year we do the presentation, and I'd like to say that everybody who participates is invited. So if you're a shop that supports Breaks for Breasts, you're always invited to come down to the presentation. Let me see, there's Dr. Johnson right there in front and center, who's leading the team in the lab. Dr. Steppenbeck is on the top right. He is the head of
He's the chair of our department, Inflammation and Immunity.
Okay. There's researchers in the front with the white coat, and I'm sorry, I cannot remember her name, Justin.
That's Holly Levengood. Holly and I are the pairs of hands in the laboratory to do all the behind-the-scenes research for this breast cancer vaccine. What's not pictured here, and I want to make sure they get credit, they deserve really all the credit, is the clinical team. Dr. Budd and the nurses and all of the study coordinators who keep the phase 1 clinical trial running at Cleveland Clinic.
I can't imagine how many people are engaged in this. To your point, we only see a few of them and hear about that. But when you think of doctoring and you think of chemicals and you think of vaccines and you think of all this stuff, it's got to be more complicated than any of us could ever realize. It's almost like what's behind the curtain thing, right, Dr. Justin?
Yeah, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, but the idea for the breast cancer vaccine that was originated by my former boss, who unfortunately passed away last year, Dr. Vincent Tuohy, came up with this idea that you could use proteins that we stopped making later in life, like lactation proteins. Alpha-lactalbumin is the core of our vaccine. We stopped making these proteins in healthy cells, but then if we have a tumor emerge, that tumor might express that protein. So we target that protein just like we target measles or chickenpox. in traditional vaccines. So it's a really simple idea, but Carm, you're right. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, from the research team to the clinical team, the regulatory team. We have a lot of meetings to make sure that everybody is coordinated and we keep this clinical trial on track.
Well, that's way above my pay grade, guys. Proteins. Let me see. Chicken, steak. Got it. us grassroots people. But I find it fascinating. I've always been a perpetual student, and I've always wanted to learn something new every day. So you just taught me some great stuff. Thank you. Hey, look, so we're here to talk about how to sign up, the value of reading the Q&A. So I'm going to turn it over to Leanne and Laura. We're going to get some updates from Dr. Justin Johnson about the clinical trials and the phase 2 that we're going through right now. But let's get into this website. Okay, I love this thing. I hear about it a lot, breaksforbreast.com. But, okay, I got to press a button and do some things. Walk us through it.
Okay, simple enough. And maybe we even want to start with, in case there's somebody listening that doesn't know what Breaks for Breasts is, let's talk about what Breaks for Breasts is. And basically, every October, all month long, we unite the hands of auto repair shops to raise money to support the Cleveland Clinic Breast Cancer Vaccine Research Program that all of our friends at the clinic, those super smart people with their proteins and all of that great stuff, have literally created a vaccine to prevent breast cancer. So how the program works is essentially you ask your vendor to supply free brake pads all month long in October. And your first thought is, now, why would they do that? Well, we always promise that they will be our first call on every job that month. So we exponentially increase the business that we send them to make up for the fact that they're giving us free brake pads. We then pass the free brake pads along to the consumer. So when they come in to get their brakes done, they're getting free brake pads or shoes. And then they are paying for the labor and any other ancillary parts that may be necessary, rotors, calipers, etc. And then the shop simply donates 10% of the brake job to the Cleveland Clinic Breast Cancer Vaccine Research Program. And really, for something that is so simple, we have raised over $8 million. So this year, 2024, we fully expect to go beyond the $2 million mark. And that's because we are part of an incredible industry.
Yes, we are. Wow. Simple enough. Brakes, first call on everything. Consumer gets the pads and you send 10% of the brake jobs. That's just so easy, right, Laura?
It is very easy. Probably the hardest part and the biggest question we get is how to get our vendors on board, which I think we're going to cover that right through the website. But once you do that, even though the subject is very serious, breast cancer, you can have a lot of fun with this program. The other thing that it does is help you show support in your community, right? We have a small business. I always like to say, with visibility comes responsibility, and it's an opportunity for you to support community, and this is huge. So it's like worldwide humanity, right? So community service is very important, in my opinion, when you're a business owner.
Yeah. So. And you could make a lot of noise because there's a lot of marketing materials, a lot of scripts, everything that you would possibly need to make the noise for October. And this is a perfect month. We're in July recording this. It'll probably be released sometimes at the end of July, early August. It is the primest time to prepare, to start marketing for it, to start telling your customers and working with your vendors. How do we sign up? Let's jump into the website. Okay. Let's do this how-to.
Yeah, absolutely. So the very first thing you should do, like you're saying to yourself, man, this sounds like a really great cause and I'd love to get on board, but I'm not sure. So the best place to start is to go to the website, which is breaksforbreasts.com. So breaksforbreasts.com, and begin by clicking on the Participating Shop Resource Center. So the very best place to start is with a general Q&A. After you go to the Participating Shop Resource Center, you'll see all sorts of great information, because Laura and I have tried our best over the years to eventually introduce things every year that just make it a little bit simpler. But when you go to the Q&A, it's every single question we've been asked over the years about how to do this or how to do that. So it really does explain in depth exactly how the program works. So like question number 5, why would my vendor give me free brake pads or shoes? So in the Q&A, you're going to see great questions like what exactly is Brakes for Breasts? Where does the money go? How do we put this together in our shop? Like, for example, a great question that's in this Q&A is, what's our accountability? So in our case, we suggest at our shop at Mighty Auto Pro, it's always a good suggestion that we bill all the brake jobs separately. So if a customer comes in and they're doing brakes and they're also doing an oil change, just for simplicity's sake, the brakes are billed out separately from any other service. We make an extra copy of that brake job. We simply put them in a drawer. At the end of the 30 days, the end of October, we go ahead and add up the brake jobs, minus shop supplies, minus taxes. So your donation is just based on the work itself. But there are so many great questions in here. It's a summation of every question we've ever been asked. So this is a great way to read through, figure out exactly how to run your program. It gives you an idea of how simple it is to participate.
There was a great answer there to what about where's all the money go? And I loved it. 100% of it goes, not 99, not 98, not 95, but 100% of the money. So you guys were so generous back in the day saying, listen, this is going to be a passion of ours. We're not going to take any money. We're not going to do any marketing. We're going to let everyone do their own thing out in the field. So there's no cost in this program.
Absolutely. And that was so important to us in the beginning, that every penny went to support the research, and it actually goes directly to the lab itself. It doesn't go anywhere else but to the lab to support Dr. Justin and all the researchers there. And we've had actually a lot of support through the industry that picked up different roles, right? We have some IT people that helped us with the marketing, and they're all donating their time also. It's a labor of love from everybody in this awesome industry.
It sure is.
So is signing up, basically, are you just clicking on a particular play? Show us exactly how someone would sign up.
So they click on the register for 2024. And then on the left, there's the Brakes for Breast. Click here to sign up, and they would just click there. And there's some information there on the registration, what your responsibilities would be, which aren't huge as a shop. And then there's the form, just easy to fill out. And then once you click submit on the bottom, you will get several emails. And every email we send out has the Q&A attached to it. So when you get the emails, there are some PDFs attached at the bottom. And everything we go through actually today will be included in one of the, I think there's 4 emails that go out. So you will actually get this information on the emails also.
That's really smart to send the Q&A out because it's almost like a guide.
It is, absolutely.
That was our intent, yeah. I know in the beginning we would just take calls and people had a lot of questions. And then we thought, you know what, let's just get this into a nice, concise document so people can use it, and we answer everybody's questions there.
Well, look, I want to remind everyone that all the media in our industry has written articles, done podcasts with Leanne and Laura, and we are proud to be on that team. And it continues to, is it the 10-year anniversary or was it last year?
2011. So we are heading into
13.
Yeah.
Oh.
Lucky 13.
Where did I lose track of time? How did that happen? All right. Lucky number 13. You're going to hit the 2 million mark, and we hope it goes way the heck over that. And that's the reason we're doing this. This is a how-to Brakes for Breasts. And more importantly than ever, okay, I signed up. Now I got to tell my customers, I got to do some marketing. Let's talk about that.
Absolutely. The marketing, you'll have a marketing order form. So what we've done is we've gone out and we've talked to vendors, and keep in mind that Brakes for Breast does not profit from this at all. These funds go directly to the marketing folks. And what their obligation is to provide some great marketing options at a very reasonable cost point. So you'll see we tried to clearly outline it. You do have to go in and you can either just peruse it on the website or you can print it up. And we've tried to make it very clear. Here's the West Press marketing order form, and here's all the cool stuff. West Press has it. You can see this year they've designed 2 different versions. They have like the monster truck and then the the cool race car. So they have a couple different campaigns you can pick from. They have Driven for a Cure and Kicking the Can. And they have everything. Oh my goodness. They have posters and they have floor stickers and they have graphics and yard signs and mirror hangers and wall cards. Wall cards are one of my personal favorites. That's very much like you're kind of used to seeing if you walk into a retail facility and you can write down your name or the customer's name. So if Susan Smith comes in and she participates in Breaks for Breasts and gets the free pads, we make the donation on her part and ask Susan if there's somebody that she would like to honor, either a survivor or somebody, a loved one that has passed, by putting their name on the wall. So by the time we're done at the end of October, our one wall is just covered with these wonderful cards talking about women that have survived and unfortunately those who have passed.
The other thing, and I agree, Leanne, I love those cards too. The other thing with the cards is if somebody doesn't need breaks, they can still participate. They can donate through the website and they can still fill out a form for their loved one and stick it up on the wall. So they don't have to get breaks to make the donation and participate.
Correct. Yeah, and then if you keep scrolling down, you'll see a couple more options of different things. West Press has so much to choose from. And, they have mailers that you can do to your current customers, new client acquisition pieces. So there, as you can see, there is a lot of choices there. All of the vendors have their contact information at the bottom of their order form. So if anybody has any questions or would like to do a variable of what they have, this isn't all set in stone. You can certainly customize all of it to your shop. But then if you want to make changes, you can certainly do that as well.
Man, this is comprehensive.
Yeah. And then you'll see Mail Shark also has a couple of different options. So again, great for a new client acquisition piece if you just want to, kind of do something in your neighborhood in a particular area. And then Safeguard, they come up with more of your uniform options, tote bags, hand sanitizer, things of that nature. So we try to cover every aspect. I don't think there's anything you could want that's not included.
Let's stop there. Can you roll back just up to the black shirt there at the bottom? I am actually wearing a Breaks for Breast shirt with the shop logo on the back. I'm not going to get off my chair and turn around, but from a friend here in Buffalo who does it every year, we were by a shop, Tracy and I, we each got a shirt. And that is just a great way, to, even if the techs wear it for a month, or the service advisors, what's that all about? It's awareness, it's noise. There's where I see that it came from.
Absolutely. And we do have our technicians and our service advisor and everybody in the shop wear these shirts for the month. Whether it's the pink button down or the t-shirt. Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Thank you again, Laura. It's important to see September 5th, 2024 to ensure proper delivery by October 1st. So we are in this thing in a perfect time. And what we don't want is for someone to be listening and watching and saying, yeah, this is a great thing. I should do it. Because I'm in this interesting mood lately. I'm in a do mood. You know what a do mood is? Write that down. Do mood. You have to do things. You just have to get things done. You got to stop talking about things and start doing. So get in a do mood.
Absolutely. And what I'd like to point out is while you have all of those done for you marketing options, you'll notice if you just go to the bottom where it says logos, if you're the type of person that loves to design your own thing and, take it away, we've got the logos there available for your use. And we have many different types of the logos. So, JPEGs, PDFs, transparencies. So pretty much if you need a logo, you're going to find it in there. And you can certainly feel free to use that and do your own thing.
So if you want to drop it on your website, promoting the fact that what you're doing, you've got every piece of graphic material to promote as professionally as you possibly can your Breaks for Breasts support.
Absolutely. And you could even link that logo to the donation page. And if somebody comes through your site, through your shop site and donates, they can put down your shop name so you get credit for that donation also.
That is an excellent idea. Let's talk about a little bit of creativity. I mean, I've met some people who said, listen, I don't do the breaks for breasts in October, but I give $10 for every break job for the entire year. Just send them a check. Now, I don't know if you've seen that or gotten that, but it's the creative side of maybe not wanting to do an entire full month campaign. Well, then do what you can.
Yeah, absolutely, Carm. If somebody wants to do that, we wouldn't say no, right? But there are some people that do modify a little bit, and instead of doing the free breaks, they do a dollar amount, right? They would donate a dollar amount. And like Leanne said, then you can modify your marketing. If you want to market that, you can modify what your message is. We're in for whatever. And if anybody has questions, call us, talk to us. We can talk about it. Our phone numbers are on the website. I thought you were going to talk about creative marketing. I was searching when I did that presentation in New Jersey. I was searching for a picture of Jerry in a tutu. I had him in a pink tutu, and I can't find that picture anywhere. And I really think that he destroyed it. Listen,
I would pay highly for that picture.
It's around here somewhere. We'll find it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So we had creativity also.
Yep.
Jerry is Laura's husband.
Yeah.
Hey, let's face it. Your shop management system is the single most important tool in your shop, period. NAPA Trax has made selecting the right shop management system easy by offering the industry's best, most comprehensive SMS. Now, it all starts when a local representative meets with you to learn about your business and how you need to run it. After all, it's your shop, so it's your choice, and having local representation is a huge plus. Customizing Trax to your business, whether you're a one-person shop or a large multi-bay or multi-location company, a representative consults with you to help optimize your shop's workflow, efficiency, and profitability. Trax always has the flexibility to do business how you need to do it, which means it can also grow as your business grows. And unlike the other guys, we'll be there for you after installation with the best training and support in the business. Yes, a learning management system tailored to each role in your company. Simply put, Trax was designed and built for shop owners just like you. Visit us on the web at NAPA Trax, that's NAPATRACS.com. In the world of auto repair, every shop has its unique rhythm and challenges. At AutoFix Auto Shop Coaching, they understand that one size does not fit all. That's why we offer personalized business coaching, tailoring our advice to meet your shop's specific needs. Transform your operations with strategies and tools to streamline your workflow, reduce waste, and skyrocket productivity. And when it comes to the numbers, we've got you covered. Our financial management guidance helps you master your finances from cash flow to profit margins, ensuring your revenue grows stronger. Every day, AutoFix Auto Shop Coaching, empowering your shop to achieve more. Visit us at AutoShopCoaching.com. Transform your team with today's class, where automotive training is easy, quick, and fun. Just 5 minutes a day on our app can eliminate hours of looking up forgotten information later. It's perfect for technicians, advisors, and managers alike. Keep critical knowledge fresh and top of mind, ensuring your team operates at peak efficiency. Today's class is impactful, accessible from anywhere, and a bit of fun too, and we're not talking about after-hours pizza either. For training that gets results, turn to todaysclass.com.
And another great thing on the website that we get asked so frequently is, how do I get my vendor on board? How do I talk to my vendor? How do I open the conversation? And the cool thing is, there's 2 pieces on there. How do I get my vendor on board is the first one. And this is literally kind of a step-by-step. Invite them to a meeting. Show them the Breaks for Breasts website. So ask them to participate. Explain what's in it for them, and then set a deadline. So it's literally a very basic step. It's a do list, Carm. It's a do list. Exactly how to do it. I like the setting a deadline also. And then one of the components is we also have a sheet in here specific for the vendor, a vendor information sheet. So this way you don't have to go to that meeting empty-handed. And this explains to the vendor exactly how the program works. And then even on the how they can help, look how we've grown, so they can see that this is not just some random thing that their local auto repair shop is asking them to get involved in. They can see that this is a serious undertaking. And we even talk about it in, we do the quick calculation, like what will this cost you? Well, if the average set of brake pads costs the vendor $25, on the average, out of 148 repair shops, they do 17 brake jobs is the average amount. So 25 times 17. So you can even, in their head kind of put to rest what kind of a general dollar figure they may be talking about. So this is great information and extremely helpful for your vendors and getting your vendors on board.
And any wide-thinking vendor would look at the fact that you're making a commitment to first call on everything. Let me just preface that to say, well, you already are first call. Yeah, but we have 2 or 3 different vendors, and we're going to work so hard to be sure you get first call on everything. So that $425 investment could turn into, a huge win. And here's the thing. Wow, I didn't know that this product, I bought some front end parts from you guys, which I normally don't do. They're really good stuff. So, when you expand your horizons with this current vendor and he sees that opportunity for him or herself, I think it's a win-win for everybody's case that they would not want to help support this program. And it's so well laid out. Your graphics are right and the information is there. They can't deny that this is not a home-brewed little, thing in the back room. This is big, national, legit.
And to flip that around, Carm, if you do say no as the vendor, somebody else is going to benefit from that.
That's
Do you
right.
want your first call to see that, well, I like supplier B a little bit better. You don't want it to go there either.
No, it's like, okay, you're my first call. You're my A choice. If not, I'm going to be and offering them this opportunity. And it's not trying to hold someone hostage, in my opinion. It's not. It's just saying, I'm going to participate in Breaks for Breast. I'd love you to be on my team to do that. And if not, I'm going to find somebody who will. It's a business decision, everyone.
Yep. And then last but not least, Laura, if you want to talk about the publicity, the PR,
press
that's
releases.
Amazing.
Yes. So we have 2 modifiable press releases, and you can download them. They just present the program a bit differently. You can put in your shop information. So it's right there for you. You just fill in the blanks, put in your information, and then you can send that out to any of the medias that you want to send them out to. I would suggest maybe Googling, like if there's a TV channel you want to send to, or a magazine. I know that might be old school, but they're still out there, right, in electronic forms. Anywhere you feel that you want to get the message out, you can Google, find their email address, because they want this information. So news stories happen because people send a lot of information in, and the journalists are always looking for something to write about. The other thing is timing. We don't want to send it out when there's something critical or that takes the headlines in the country, right? So you want to hopefully get that timing right. And if you do happen to send your releases out and something comes up the next day that takes the headlines of the news over, then send it out again, in a couple of days or a week. You can't send it out too many times. And you're emailing, right? So it's not costing you anything. And you want to send it out earlier in the morning, so it's on the top of their email. And when they're looking for stories to write about, that catches their attention. It's a nice way to get some free publicity, to get the word out about the program. You're helping your newscasters, share some good information.
This is a great how-to. What are we missing here that someone would want to know?
Well, the other thing, in the Q&A, it gives some helpful hints on how to send out successful press releases. And we also have a video in there from Chris Lawson from Technician Find. As Laura was mentioning earlier, how many people in our industry have helped us by volunteering their time. Chris Lawson has a great instructional video on how to do a super press release. So we've got that, and then we've got the how to send press releases out. So if you've not done a press release before, this is a great intro class into doing it, which will come in handy for other things. Maybe if you're having a Women Wheels and Waffles educational event or other things that your shop may be doing in the future, this is some great instructional stuff on how to have a successful press release. I know we've had the news stations at our shop several times just based on doing press releases. It's crazy if you follow our Breaks for Breast Facebook page, how many of the shops end up on the news. And I have to say, one of the great things about Breaks for Breast is the public, the consumers, they don't necessarily view auto repair in the best light. So this is just a great way to raise our industry and let the consumers know that, we are here to help the neighborhood, to help the world, that we do good things in auto repair and kind of change our image. The high tide raises all ships.
And the other thing too is the more press releases you send out, and this is a little, not just Breaks for Breast, like Leanne said, you can do a lot of different things. You build a relationship with your news people, right? Like I have 2 news channel numbers in my cell phone that I can call these people or text them. You build this relationship, and when they need something and it's auto repair related, they're going to reach out to you.
People are starving for this kind of information. I think the tides have changed as far as big media wanting to cover local. There's so much big media covering national that our local media has to cover local. And I really do think they care about this. To your point about us being professional, local, community-focused automotive service centers, everybody has a vehicle that has to move so they can get life done. Do life. How about that? We have a great theme. By the way, we're all kind of sitting, if you're listening through audio, you're just listening. What's all that dead air about? Well, there's stuff scrolling on the screen. So you may want to click on the link to watch the video or go to Carm Capriato YouTube channel and when this releases and watch it, because there's a lot going on the screen, actually showing you all these different documents that support Breaks for Breasts. Wonderful, ladies. What else did I miss here? What did we miss?
Well, I think once you've perused the website and you're convinced that it's going to be a super simple way to do some great fundraising for a wonderful purpose, the next step, just repair shops, sign up here. Let's go.
Yeah. This is like a great pancake mix. You just have to add water.
Mm-hmm.
It's all in there.
Well
and
said.
There's nothing that you wouldn't have. I can imagine 12, 13 years ago, you guys were just figuring this thing out. But, every year you learn, you continue to improve. Your website people are just on this thing. It is so efficient. It is so focused. And the data that you need to walk down the aisle every day up to October 1st is all there. And I love the wall cards idea. Get them, and people walk in and they start seeing all these cards up on the wall and says, what's going on here?
Right. And I don't want to short sell the website because that's just one small facet of it. I mean, we have a ton of information for those that would like to hear more about Breaks for Breast, what it's all about, the breast cancer vaccine. There's so much great information about it on there, which kind of leads us right into Justin, because I know I'm super looking forward to his update.
Well, Mr. Johnson, PhD, talk to us. Tell us what's going on with the clinical trials.
Okay. Well, I've got good news to report. We launched the trial in October of 2021. So we're almost 3 years into the trial now. We've got about 1 year to go. This is a phase 1 clinical trial. That means we're just testing safety and trying to find the best dose. And we're getting very close to doing that. We've got 2 cohorts of women in the trial that we're still recruiting. We've immunized a total of 25 women, most of which have had triple negative breast cancer, which you probably know is a very, very aggressive type of cancer. They've already gone through their treatment, and now they're getting a vaccine that we hope will help prevent any recurrences. We also have a small group of women that have already made the very difficult decision to come to Cleveland Clinic because of genetic and or family risk to have a preventative mastectomy. And what we're doing is we're immunizing them with the vaccine before their surgery. They've already planned their surgery, and now we're recruiting them into the trial. And then we're following their progress to see if they ever get an occurrence of breast cancer at all. So far, so good. We still need your continued support because we have a year to go in this trial, and then we are going to go to phase 2. And phase 2 is going to be about 300 to 400 women, and not just at Cleveland Clinic, but at multiple institutions across the United States, we hope. And we have a long way to go. I'm pleased to report that we're doing great so far, and we couldn't have done it without Breaks for Breasts. And that's the honest truth. The support that they've given us for over a decade now has really kept this lab going. And as they mentioned, unlike a lot of the big pink ribbon philanthropic organizations that have big executive salaries and big headquarters and advertising, there's no overhead here. Every dollar that you raise in this program comes exactly here to this lab and supports our staff and our research and buys the supplies and keeps the lights on. So that's where your dollars are going. And we are so grateful, not only to Leanne and Laura for starting this, but Carm, you and your staff for helping promote, all of the shops that have participated over the years, and of course, all the patrons that are coming in and supporting this great cause.
Everybody in the industry that has either written an article, had you on a video, and continues to never shy away from this cause. It is one of the most unique philanthropic fundraisers ever. And to your point, Justin, no salaries, no monies, everything's going to you guys. And I don't think, in my opinion, based on the years I've been involved and I've seen this grow, been to the Cleveland Clinic and wanted to play with the quantum computer that was in the lobby and realizing that that Cleveland Clinic is like all in on this. And it's all for one of the greatest potential health threats we have.
Yeah. Do you want to show that picture of the quantum computer again?
Yeah, there's the quantum computer. Are you guys having any access to that yet?
Yeah, so we will be very soon. And that machine is actually directly below where I'm sitting right now. The Cleveland Clinic is the only healthcare organization right now that has a functional quantum computer. This is the IBM Quantum One. This was a huge investment by Cleveland Clinic that's going to have a huge payoff, we hope. And we're hoping to book time on this computer later this year to see if we can improve our vaccine, because you can always improve. And not only that, but the idea of this breast cancer vaccine can be applied to potentially other cancers. So we want to look at other types of breast cancer. This vaccine, we think, is going to be most effective against triple-negative breast cancer, which is great because unfortunately, there's not a lot of options for people that have that. We hope that we can explore treating and preventing other types of breast cancer, and then going beyond breast cancer to treat and prevent ovarian cancer, lung cancer, colon cancer, and prostate cancer, the 5 most common cancers that affect the human population. So there's a lot of potential here. And the work we're doing now that you're supporting could not only produce the breast cancer vaccine, but all kinds of vaccines to prevent cancer in the future.
Research begets research, results begets results. I find it fascinating to use a quantum computer to do this kind of research. When you stop and think deeply about it, Justin, it's all about the data, isn't it?
It is. And we live in an age where there's so much data. You can get the genome of a single cell, and you can look at millions of cells and billions of cells from millions and billions of people. There's a lot of data out there. The problem is, what do you do with that data? You can't have researchers sitting in front of a computer sifting through all this data. It's just too much. But a quantum computer can do that very quickly. Using AI algorithms can make conclusions that a human could make if you had a lifespan of, 1 million years and you could look at all of that data. So we're hoping that this is going to advance research in a quantum leap in a way that's never been possible before.
I'm no expert, but to me, I think part of it is looking for patterns. That's how I walked away from the CHEK presentation, thinking about data and patterns and how that has to help researchers formulate and move forward in your research.
That's exactly right. I think you'd make a fine scientist, Carm.
And you know what? I just want to let you know that I did ask for the Wi-Fi password for that while I was there, and they told me no.
Well, if you want to come work for us, you can get the password.
I love it. All right, I'm packing up. Wow, man, that could produce episodes for us 10 times the rate that we're doing right now. Anyway, this was great. Thank you so much. The how-to and the accolades that go to our great friends, Laura Frank, Leon Best, and Justin Johnson, for all the work you're doing to advance the Breaks for Breast program and this triple-negative breast cancer research. We are now all in the know. Before I give my final word, anything else, Laura, Leanne, Justin?
Justin, if somebody's interested in participating, where would they go to sign up for the trial?
Yeah, that's a great question, because we are still recruiting. And the best way to get in, if you're interested, is to call the Cleveland Clinic Cancer Answer Line. The number is 866-223-8100.
Thank you for that, Justin. I just wanted to add, when you're talking about philanthropy, I never realized how philanthropy is the driving force of all of this research. You walk into the Lerner Research Institute and you see just lab after lab after lab and all the incredible research that's happening there. And it's all driven by donations and grants. And I never realized how important that it played a part like that in discovering new medicine, new processes. And so that was fascinating to me.
Yeah, you raise a really good point, because the business model of academic research is very different than most other businesses. On the clinical side, if you're a physician, you work at Cleveland Clinic, you generate revenue and you get a paycheck. But when you work in research, you're responsible for getting your own grant money and philanthropic donations. And if you don't, unfortunately, your lab can't survive. And it's always a challenge for researchers. It's a great stressor, because you spend a lot of your time trying to find donations, writing grant proposals, and we'd much rather be doing the research. That's the part that excites me, to come in every day. I'm really excited to go to work every day and look through the microscope and look at the cells that I have growing and make discoveries and answer questions, whether they're big or small, because I know that everything I do and everything that my colleagues here do is contributing to curing and preventing breast cancer. And that's a very exciting thing to be part of. And to have an organization that's doing the hard work of raising the money for us is wonderful, because it gives us as scientists more time to do what we do best, which is doing the science. Like I said, we have so much gratitude for Breaks for Breasts, for what you do to support us and giving us the time to do the science.
When I think about what you just said, just moved me, Justin. Think about how many labs or researchers that were so close and they ran out of money.
Oh, yeah. And even the greatest scientists and the greatest grant writers, like the late Dr. Tuohy, you have lean times where maybe funding levels are low, or competition's very high, and maybe your proposal just missed the mark. Sometimes you end up without funding. I can tell you straight from the heart that we had some challenging times over the past decade where our funding looked like it was going to dry up, and it looked like this great idea that Dr. Tuohy had would never get to a clinical trial. And then we met Leanne and Laura, and their fundraising is what carried us through. And Dr. Tuohy used to say it himself, literally, without Breaks for Breasts, we wouldn't be where we are right now. There would be no phase 1 clinical trial. There would be no hope of a preventative and curative breast cancer vaccine.
Well, if that wasn't motivation enough, there it is. Leanne, any final word?
Yeah, it's what Justin said. When the moon and the stars just collide, there was a divine intervention there, because Laura and I were very committed to 100% going directly to research. And the second thing we were so committed to was meeting the person that would make us feel great, that would align with our vision. And the moment we met Dr. Tuohy, It was love at first sight. We just knew we had to support him. We loved prevention as the cure. And that day, everything just kind of fell into place, I think, for all of us. And then our industry gets behind us. And it's just been a great adventure. And Carmen, Tracy, you have been so supportive. And it's you guys and it's all the rest of our industry that keep moving this forward with our budget of zero.
Yeah, it's everybody getting behind this and pushing the train up the hill. So we've mentioned Dr. Tuohy's names a few times, and he, of course, has been on some of these shows in the past. And you can see Dr. Tuohy on some of our video on our website. Every episode we've ever done is there, and you could just type in Breaks for Breasts or Dr. Tuohy and get an idea of what he had to say about all of this before he passed. Thank you so much, Laura Frank, Leanne Best, Justin Johnson, PhD, and all the work you guys are doing at the Cleveland Clinic, and for your passion, Laura and Leanne. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us and all your support.